What'd the pony say when it had a sore throat? Sorry, I'm a little hoarse. Today I'm going to be doing another unhaul. I have about a little more than 10 books that I'm going to be giving away or selling. I'm at the point where I am really starting to run out of room on my shelves. I'm having to start, I don't know if you can see this, I'm having to start stacking my TBR shelves. Quite frankly, I just need more horizontal book placing space. Therefore, getting rid of these, let's jump on into it. This first book was actually a book I was given by a friend, and then I went and bought my own copy, and then I asked if she wanted this back, and she doesn't. So this is a copy of The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, and again, I've repurchased a copy of this that's a lot prettier than this one. I've already read this, I loved it, I would never get rid of it if I hadn't read it. I'll probably only get like 5 cents for this, but you know. The next book is The First Phone Call from Heaven by Mitch Albom. I had a phase where I was obsessed with Mitch Albom. I read The Timekeeper by him, which was back in like 2012, and after that I was just obsessed with everything he did and I wanted to own every single thing. So I bought this on a whim because it was signed and because it was his new book at the time, and I'm not really enjoying his books as much as I used to. I've read 2 since my initial Mitch Albom is amazing phase, and I'm just not really feeling it, so I'm just gonna give this to someone that will appreciate a good signed copy. The next book is by an author I am very bittersweet about. This is Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. I have read a handful of things by Sarah Dessen. She's one of those authors where I see her books all the time, and sometimes I even buy them, but then I realize they're not the most amazing books. I'm really not a big fan of her writing. I feel like most of her books are the same thing over and over. So this is one of the ones that I got from her. It was like a buy 2 get 1 free sale, so I just grabbed this randomly. It doesn't sound enticing. I'm not a big fan of Sarah Dessen anyway. I would struggle so hard if I tried to read this entire thing. I might try this lullaby, but until I get that in my possession, I just don't think I'm gonna try and push myself to read any more Sarah Dessen. The next book is Dueled by Elsie Chapman. This book I got off Book Outlet, so I actually didn't buy this blindly. I knew what it was about, and it still sounds really cool because it's about a girl who lives in a world where you have to go find and kill your doppelganger type thing, and it's dystopian, and that just sounded really cool to me for a while. Then I just read the first couple chapters, and then I thought, I'm not as big of a dystopian fan as I once was, so honestly I think I just really wouldn't enjoy this that much. I don't want to be disappointed by it, I don't want to waste my time with it because I'm not that excited about it, so I'm just gonna give it to someone who will be excited. I just centered my camera, is this better? The next 2 books are part of a middle grade fantasy series that I'm getting rid of. This is The False Prince and The Runaway King. I read The False Prince a long time ago and I actually really enjoyed it. It's just not a series that I would want to continue reading. 1, because I've forgotten what happens, and 2, it was fun and light, but I just think the series itself won't be very rememberable for me. I'd rather read other things, therefore these 2 are probably pretty good books. I'm sure someone will pick these up and they can read them. The next book is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. This is actually a book that I'm very interested in reading. Because I'm unhauling it doesn't mean that I don't want to read it, but at this point in my life, I'm going into college soon. I have so much to do that I will not have time for this in at least 4 or 5 years. I do not doubt that one day in the future I'll pick this up. You know, shelf space, this would really help getting rid of it. I think I'll just come back to this later on in my life. Possibly listen to it on audio, maybe that's an option, but until that day, this is gonna find a new home. The next 2 books people are gonna be kind of angry about, but whatever. This is The Darkest Minds and Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. I enjoyed The Darkest Minds. It was nothing new for me. It was just kind of like, oh, dystopian, oh, yeah. And it was, I think I gave this like 4 stars, but Never Fade. I hated this book. It was so slow, it followed new characters, it was really annoying. I'm never gonna read the third one. Feel free to spoil it for me, because I literally don't care. But I'm just gonna give these to someone who will want them, because I'm sure if I tried to sell them, I'd get a good chunk of cash. So these two are leaving my shelf. I have more space in my dystopian section. It's all good. This next book is I Am Number 4 by Pittacus lore. I saved this for a while because I kept hearing it's fast-paced and good, but once again, dystopian. I know this is more sci-fi, but I'm not really feeling it. I actually consulted Twitter and I was like, should I keep this? And a ton of people said it's just alright. So I'm thinking this is just gonna be a meh book for me. I might have loved it when I was younger, but as a 17-year-old, almost 18-year-old, I just think this is a little bit too typical for me nowadays. I might find it too predictable for my tastes, and honestly, I just don't think it's gonna be something I enjoy. I'm gonna give it away. And the last book is Dune by Carrie Corp and Lori Langdon. Again, a book outlet purchase. I actually saw Raylene talk about this on her Goodreads and say something along the lines of she'll never read it because it's not well written, so I went and picked it up and I read chapter 1 and I was rolling my eyes right alongside her. So this is a book I don't think I'll ever get through just because it's written really corny and I can't take it anymore. I just can't do the whole teenager sarcasm narrative, so getting rid of this, it might be cool for other people, but personally, I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. So that's all that I have to unhaul right now. I almost said unbox. I wish we were unboxing things. Sorry if one of these was your favorite book. I know you might try and convince me to keep it, but I'm ready to part with them. I need the shelf space. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Goodbye! I can't see myself when I do my thumbnails now. I probably look like a dork. I can actually finally do those like horizontal book holding now that I'm standing, but I'm not gonna try because that was requiring strength.